What's up? It's your boy Super Mario 1990 coming at you with the Super Mario Galaxy spoiler-free review. It's a mouthful, but this is the sequel to the Super Mario Brothers movie that Illumination did, the animated version. And honestly, when they was doing that film, I was kind of turned off. I was like, man, whatever. I think Peacock had it, and I was like, I'll check it out for free. Why not? So I came in with low expectations. Ended up loving the movie. I was like, man, this was fire. And it was nostalgic. The music they played that was like, you know, with the games too and everything, the score, and even like the licensed music, everything was really cool. I was like, man, this is fire. And then I saw it again. I brought a 4K copy. I'm like, let me watch it again. Maybe because I had low expectations. Because sometimes it'd be like that. You got low expectations and it's really good. And then you watch it again and you're like, oh, I still liked it. I watched it again before watching this one just to kind of get a recap, and I still love it. And watching the sequel is good too. The first one's better though, but I'm gonna get into why. But the sequel, it starts out really good. The first 20 minutes, they introduce the homie right here, Yoshi. That was fire. I love that. Yoshi has a cool like intro scene with a bomb song too that goes with it. They didn't do a whole lot of licensed music here. It was more so like Mario Brothers music. But Yoshi had a real cool scene. And the first 20 minutes actually starts out like pretty good, like pretty detailed, developed. It did feel like it moved a little slow, but they were trying to get the story told. And I was thinking to myself, like, all right, when they gonna start picking it up? And when they picked the movie up, that's when I started kind of regretting that they picked it up, because once they picked it up, it went super fast paced. Not to the point where you couldn't figure out the story. The story was simple enough, but it was just to the point where it just felt like they just wanted to throw so much at you and kind of use that as, I guess, their gimmick of, this is our excuse for throwing in all these characters to let you explore the galaxy. Now, I get it's called Galaxy, and they did do a lot of exploring of the galaxy, but to me, it came at the expense of just developing a good story, sticking to certain points, and, you know, just padding them out enough. And then, too, it came at the expense of core characters from the first movie. Just so many people that they throw in together. It's kind of like, I barely have Princess Peach's presence in the movie, or Toad's. I don't really have Mario and Luigi at a certain point, and then Yoshi's with them, and Yoshi gets so much new attention, which is cool. I'm grateful for that. Like I said, I love Yoshi. Yoshi's my favorite character in this movie, but you do feel like, okay, the core OG characters don't really get a lot of focus. And the main critique that I have, the biggest thing that I said I did not like in this movie, because I didn't know they were serious about this, but I remember watching the trailers about Bowser, and Bowser doing like the whole little, you know, working on myself, being reformed and this and that, like, you know, just resurrecting himself, basically. I guess because the movie came out around Easter time. But when I found out Bowser was serious, that's when I was kind of like, oh, okay, interesting. Because I'm thinking Bowser's using this as a ploy. If you saw the first film, you know, Bowser, you know, got bested. He got shrunk. He had a blue mushroom. He's like this small now. So, you know, he's captured. He's captured, and he's just like this version of himself. So I'm thinking he's doing and saying anything that he can to, you know, get free, catch them slipping, and then be Big Bowser again. When he is Big Bowser, you find out, oh, he really is serious about trying to mend fences. And even with Mario, it's like he's like actually trying to get along with Mario, and it's kind of like, that's a little weird. Like, the tension is still there, but he's like, I mean, yeah, you did mess up my wedding and everything, and Peach wants you, Peach don't want me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm willing to get over that and help you out. And it's kind of like, okay. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, I was thinking to myself, like, if they're really being serious about it, maybe give it a try. It's a new approach. Maybe it works. In this one, it didn't. I'm sorry. I need to see Bowser be Bowser. I need Bowser and Mario fighting like Crips and Bloods. I need them beefing. I need them constantly being at each other's throats. Having a truce and then being on like the same side for a little bit, I thought that, I'm like, oh, okay, that's different, that might work. And I'm watching, I'm just like, nah, I'm not feeling it. And Bowser Jr., I like Bowser Jr. in this one. Bowser Jr. is the villain in here. But he's young, kind of hothead, in over his head. But Bowser Jr. is the one that has to remind his father, Bowser, this is who you are, this is what you about. And then Bowser has to slowly get into being Bowser again. But by the time it happens, I'm not truly convinced. So he just still did not feel like a villain to me, even though he was trying to. And it was just kind of like, it's just such a night and day comparison to what it was in the first one. And I get that's what they were going for. I just didn't like the direction. And you just don't feel like you have a clear sense of a villain except for Bowser Jr. It would have been nice to see Bowser and Bowser Jr. be straight up full-on villains. That's what I thought they was going for. Kind of wasn't the case. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling that. That was a little off to me. But I mean, outside of that, as the movie kept going, it was just like it's good, but there's nothing that's fully developed. It kind of bothered me. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't bother kids or anything like that, but it's just kind of like you just know something is just missing, or like links are just being connected just to connect and just to move on to the next scene. It's like they just try to be busybodies and throw so much stuff at you all at once, and then throw so many characters, like excuses to just throw new characters. They did a good job, like I say, they did a good job of handling Bowser Jr., even though you don't know where Bowser Jr. came from. But I will say the weird thing about it, the most developed thing about this movie is the relationship between Bowser Jr. and his dad Bowser. They actually have flashback scenes too about this stuff too. So I'm like, okay, out of everything in this movie that you can fully develop, you choose Bowser and Bowser Jr. and nothing else. This is a Super Mario movie. Like I said, I barely feel like Mario has a presence in his own movie. Yoshi, I feel like, has more screen time and attention, to be honest with you. So it's kind of like, it's weird that had a better amount of focus and understanding, the best amount of focus and understanding, the relationship between Bowser and Bowser Jr. than anything else in this movie. There's even a link between Princess Peach and Daisy that probably should have taken over the movie, to be honest with you. I've never played the Galaxy games, but I think Rosalina's supposed to have a big part in that. But there's a link between them two, and even that is barely explored. But I mean, overall, it was a solid sequel. That was just like, only like a couple complaints that I had, but overall, it's a nice, fun time. It is fast-paced. I feel like just a little too fast-paced, but the kids might love it, especially if they recognize so many different characters and the music that they play. And if you loving Yoshi in this one, it is gonna be a good time. But I just found it weird that, okay, Bowser's whole little personality changed, but then I just found it weird that like these core characters from the first Mario movie, Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad, it just doesn't feel like the movie is, the way it goes, it just doesn't feel like it's centered around them at all. It's like they're just there, like they're background characters in the sequel. But I don't know, it just kind of felt weird, but it was a solid sequel though. Like I like it. I give it an 8 out of 10. I will say the first one was good, like all the way through. I think they did a better job of putting together a story, I feel like. The sequel kind of lost a little bit of that sauce, but I think it was just in the midst of, let's make it a Galaxy movie. And I think they got so focused on that and got caught up in that and leaned into it a little heavily. And so it did sacrifice some things that made the first movie like truly special. Because even the first movie, I feel like did a good job of incorporating a lot of different things, that Mario Kart, the Donkey Kong Country. Like they actually knew in the first one, they knew how to stay in certain segments for a good amount of time and give you a fully developed, like, this is what's going on in this world, this is what's going on here, this is how we're going to introduce this character. This movie kind of just, they do it in a couple spots, but they run over everything else, and it's just, put you here, here's this person, here's Berto, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, whoa, can we slow it down just a little bit? Can we build worlds? Can we build characters? Can we build backstories? They only really did that with Bowser, Star Fox a little bit. And when I say Bowser, I mean Bowser Jr., my bad. They do that with them too, and they do that with Yoshi somewhat. And it's kind of like, okay, cool, but there's also so much else going on in the movie, and you guys don't spend that kind of dedicated time in those areas. And that was just kind of like, you see, after the first 20 minutes, you see what I'm talking about. It's just really kind of disjointed and like all over the place, and it's like, ooh. It's almost to the point where it's like, can we slow down just a little bit? Just slow down just a little bit. What is this about right here? Can we fully explore that? Well, not fully, but just let's spend a few minutes over here. The first Mario Brothers movie took time to do that. Like, come on. But yeah, like I said, just pacing and Bowser. If we do make a third one, Bowser has to be Bowser. Bowser can't be soft. I did not like soft Bowser in this one. That was my biggest critique, that and pacing. But other than that, man, solid movie, solid sequel. Can't wait to see more. Hopefully there's gonna be another one. It made over 200 million off of a $100 million budget. So, and this is just the first weekend, you know, it's still gonna be in the theater. So, you know, if you're making this much money already out the gate, another sequel's gotta be in the works. Why would you not do something that you know is gonna print money? So I would love to see my boy Yoshi return, and I really want to see Bowser just be a dedicated Bowser this time. But it's your boy Super Mario 1990. I'm out. Peace in.